Shalom, shalom. It's SOJ back with another video. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say all praises to Yahweh, for another day, for allowing us to get together to bring out scriptures and to have a discussion. And we got Kiana, my wife here. You got Z, Mackenzie, X back here too. He in the background.
Shalom.
But yeah, we just wanted to bring a video. As far as like, relationships, in the Torah, like what I'm saying, you and your spouse, like keeping the Torah, because, you can have like, what I'm saying, a heathen wife, what I'm saying, who don't even care about the Torah, which is not gonna mix. You can't mix like cleanliness with the profane, what I'm saying? So we're gonna go into like some of the forbidden nations and why we're not supposed to mingle with the other nations, right? And then, what I'm saying, the roles of man and woman, what I'm saying, in a relationship, which also is like knowledge and wisdom, right? To create, which is like, understanding, or which would be like a child. And also too, we're gonna talk about, what I'm saying, this Roe versus Wade, because, what I'm saying, a lot of people upset that, what I'm saying, they can't kill babies no more, which, what I'm saying, crazy how that they're mad, what I'm saying, because we're not supposed to pass our children through the fire to Molech, right? So, what I'm saying, crazy how for putting a stop to that, what I'm saying. But with that, I'm gonna pass it off to Z McKinney.
Shalom, shalom. Shout out to the brother D with the fire intro.
Yeah, shalom. Hey, that intro. Ooh, it's the best. I love it.
Oh, first off, I wanted to say all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh. We thank Yahweh for allowing us to be here at this time to try to pass on any knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we have to any brothers and sisters watching. And this is Brother Z. Shalom. I'm gonna let Mackenzie say shalom.
God, shalom. Kabbalah, La Yahweh God. So thankful that we're able, as all the brothers say, get together. We have a small community, but I think getting together, it's a beautiful thing. So praise Yahweh always. And yeah, I think we can go into it. Like you were saying, Davion, about bad relationships, right? So I think we can start with that. We're old enough. We have probably experienced a bad relationship, right? So we kind of know what that looks like. And it's sad to see a lot of the brothers and sisters in bad places. The Torah is very, it's a very great thing to have in your life. And I want to start by reading Proverbs 5, the whole chapter. I think it kind of is explanatory for itself. So, give me 1 second.
Yeah. You said Proverbs chapter 5. I'll put it up.
Yep, Proverbs chapter 5.
Before you go, Kenzie, I just wanted to say,
everyone,
Yahweh for allowing us all to be here. Let's get into it.
Yahweh God.
And just to say off my own chest, this just like the brother Davion said, this video is going to mainly be about like what it's like to be in a relationship in the Torah, and some of the challenges and some of the blessings that we face in this walk together while being governed by the Torah. So in a way, we're going to be talking a little bit about what it's like to have a relationship, in modern times, what I'm saying, how we go about it. So, but without any further ado, the brother's bringing up the verse, and we'll kick it off.
You said Proverbs chapter 5. What verse?
I think the whole it's like 1 to 22. It's pretty good chapter, It's really good. But I think it'd be good to start off, get a good discussion going. All right, so Proverbs chapter 5. My child,
Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I was like, oh,
Yeah, he's bringing it up.
okay. You want me to read it from the screen or the?
That will right.
No, it's up to you. Whichever one you want to read. I can still follow along with it though.
Okay. All right. My child, be attentive to my wisdom. Give ear to my understanding, to heed wise designs, and let your lips guard wisdom. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her palate is smoother than oil. But her end is as bitter as wormwood, and as sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet lead to death, her footsteps support her to the grave. Lest you liken the path of life to hers, her courses wander astray. You cannot know. And now, my children, listen to me, and do not stray from the words of my mouth. Distance your way from her, and do not come near the door of her house, lest you give your glory to others and your remaining years to the cruel one. Lest strangers be sated with your strength and your painfully earned wealth be in a stranger's house. You will groan at your life's end when your flesh and your body perish. Then you will say, how could I have hated discipline and my heart spurned rebuke? I have not listened to the voice of my masters, and have not inclined my ear to my teachers. For opinions of enjoyment, I was into everything evil, in the presence of congregation and assembly. Drink water from your own cistern, and flowing water from your own well. Then your springs spread outward, streams of water in the thoroughfares. There will be yours alone, strangers not sharing them with you. Your source will be blessed, and you will rejoice with the wife of your youth, a beloved who brings inspiring favor. Her breast will sate you at all times. You will always be intoxicated with her love. Why then, my son, should you err with a strange woman and embrace an alien bosom? For a man's ways are opposite Yahweh's eyes, and he weighs all voices. The iniquities of the wicked one will trap him, and he will be suspended in the cords of his sins. He will die for refusing discipline and for abundant foolishness with which he strayed. And whew,
No,
that
Con.
that is like that's the epitome of a lot of things that we deal with today. Forbidden women, and I can't say I haven't had encounters with women who are wicked in ways, and I know can just have evil intentions. So you gotta be with somebody who loves Yahweh, or they'll make you go astray. They're like a double-edged sword, physically, spiritually.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add that a lot of the qualities that we look for in a righteous woman, when we're in this walk, uh, I'm sure the brother Davion can speak for it as well. You're looking for, just like Mackenzie just said, we're looking for someone who could be in this walk with us, and someone who would adhere to Tharwa and have it in their life as much as we do. And when we look for these type of qualities in a person, it's it's just it's kind of hard to find someone who's willing to be faithful, someone who's not willing to you know who's willing to pretty much how should I say sacrifice some of those extracurricular activities of life that we used to be in. You know what I mean? Uh, Someone who's really loyal and ready for like something beyond just like flings and something beyond that. And some of these women out here will lead you astray because they're they're not necessarily going to love the Torah and Yahweh as much as you do, you know. And it's like you got to look for someone who's going to also have that type of drive in their heart as well. And I just pass it off to you brothers and sisters.
No, Con. No, that's true though. You know what I'm saying? Because like coming into the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you can't you can't do no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's also like with coming into the truth. That's like also putting yourself on that altar. So you know what I'm saying? You got to find somebody who with a mindset that's willing to work with you. You know what I'm saying? There's like the man and woman. You know what I'm saying? Man was created, but he didn't find a corresponding helper. So Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, took a rib from man and made woman, right? But there's also, you know what I'm saying, it's like knowledge and wisdom. He was to work the soil. So it's like when, you know what I'm saying, you use knowledge, right? It's like accumulation of facts. And then like wisdom, which will be like the woman, which will be like the womb, you know what I'm saying, and understanding, which will be like the child or the manifestation of, you know what I'm saying, that thought. It's like creation. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find some, you know what I'm saying, somebody who is willing to work with you, right? Not the strange woman though, or the heathen woman, right? Right. It says, verse 4. It says, "But her end is as bitter as wormwood, and as sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet descend to death. Her steps come near the grave." Right. Right. Wormwood. The word for wormwood is right. Marah, bitter. Ka la'ana, like la'ana, wormwood, but it also means curse, a curse, right? And it says her feet, mawath. It's like regalia, her feet, yorada wath, like run down or descend. Mawath, death or void, right? Or ignorance, which could also be like foreign wisdom. Mawath, which is like death or like a state of stupidity. Shewal, which is like a pit or hell, right? Which is death. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You want to bring out something?
Yeah, I did. But mine was kind of on the topic of choosing a spouse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what we're on right now.
Okay.
So, what you want to do?
Well, okay, so the way I'm going to read it, because I have it down, I'm a little nervous because this is my first time kind of getting up here, so sorry if I sound like I'm reading from script, but
don't be nervous.
Okay. So I'm gonna just start off on how I wrote it. So I was gonna go into how does the Torah help apply to marriage and our relationship. So Yahweh gave us the Torah for guidance through life and to give us discipline to keep us away from unclean wicked people and to give us counsel for our mind and spirit, our soul, and our thoughts. So the counsel received from Yahweh's Torah applies to relationship in many ways. So my first point would be choosing a spouse. So for starters, the Torah talks about equal weights and how it's important. So we go to Deuteronomy.
I'll pull up.
Thank you.
What is it, Deuteronomy
25, verse 13.
Right, equal weights and unequal weights or measures is an abomination to Yahweh. Right. What verse?
On, yeah.
25, verse 13. Yeah.
You said verse what?
13, verse 16.
Okay. It says, "You shall not keep in your pouch 2 different weights, 1 large one and 1 small one. You shall not keep in your house 2 different ephah measures, 1 large and 1 small." Right.
So with that being said, finding someone who shares the same beliefs is important. Having different beliefs will cause an imbalance in a relationship. how as a couple you raise your kids, what moral standards you have for your household, and everyday responsibilities. So I wanted to go into what is Yashar means as a nation, as a person, as a singular person. For someone who believes in Yahweh and keeps his Torah, there are ways we are supposed to uphold ourselves, laws, statutes, decrees, commandments to keep, um, which leads me to what the meaning of what it means. So we'll go into Yashar, which means to be straight, even, to make right, prosperous, straight way, to be uprightly, equity, right, uprightness. So the word equity means something that is just and fair, the state or quality of being just and fair. And then we go into L, which means strength, mighty, God, powers, strong. So in all, it means upright ones of Yahweh. So wrapping up my point on how the Torah helps you to choose a spouse, it shows you the best way on how you're supposed to uphold yourself as a person. And if you take that and apply it, you will know when you finally find that person with equal weights and everything will fall in place in your house timing. And yeah, I'll pass it on to the next person.
Con, because I also wanted to say too, like it says, you know what I'm saying, you shall not, you know, um, what was it? You shall not, basically like chastise a proselyte, or you shall not, you know what I'm saying, like abhor a proselyte if they're clinging to Israel. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying. There are brothers of Israel who has, you know, a wife of a different nation, which she will be considered an Israelite. She would, you know what I'm saying? She would an Israelite. So, you know, I mean,
Con.
but also they have to be on one accord. So, you know what I'm saying? An Israelite man, just like the brother who was Israelite, and then he took the Midianite woman into the temple. You know what I'm saying? You know what they're about to do. So it's like, yo, like dude got killed for that. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Because
And
it was a, you know what I'm saying? It says stay away from, you know what I'm saying? You know, these women.
con. I personally, yeah. I mean, I'm an Edomite, so it's been different, but it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me personally. And when I read Ruth, she reminded me of how I felt, you know. And there are women out there who want to believe in Yahweh, and I know Yahweh is our only God. I see it every day, and the Torah is just absolutely perfect in every way. And then we have the other side, the side that is uh is destructive to the nation. The women who get to the many Yasharal, the foreigners that we saw get to even the strongest of men like Solomon and David, get to Samson, and cause these men to falter in the eyes of Yahweh. And it's very horrible things, and I think it's very, very important to take note of what happened to those men, to the kings, because these are very upright men, and even foreigners got to them. Idolatry. I mean, it is destructive. Idolatry is like adultery. They
Yeah.
go hand in hand.
The,
We can go into that too. I was going to say,
oh,
Shalom, Michael, and then I want to touch on that Deuteronomy 25 too. You can go ahead, bro.
oh no, I just wanted to make a statement about what was just brought out. Yes, there's brothers who have foreign wives. You know what I mean? But I think we sometimes forget that the nations that the Most High clarified for us not to have, you know, relationships with were very specific. You know what I mean? At that time, and even now, But that being said, there are cases like in the Book of Ruth, um, where foreign women are willing, or foreign men are willing to pretty much, uh, how should I say? What's the word? To take up, to swear an oath unto Yahweh. You know what I mean? Like there's other nations who are willing to, like even in the book of Jonah, where the men on the ship, they made an offering to the Most High because they realized that, you know, the God that Jonah was worshiping, what was the true creator, and they made a peace offering to him because they heard of his great name, and they saw his works. You know what I mean? So there's going to be foreigners who are willing to necessarily denounce their original or their own heritage to take up the Torah. You know what I mean? And that doesn't say that doesn't mean that like all foreigners are willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because just like with the women that you'll meet, whether you're talking to all Israelite women or whether you're talking to all foreign women, not all of them are gonna want to take up the Tharwa. And I can speak for that from personal experience. Like dealing with Israelite women who just want nothing to do with the Tharwa. You know what I mean? And then there's the flip side of that. So it's all about finding that person, like they were saying in the beginning, equal weights and balances. You know, it's about finding someone who really values this like you do, and not just that. You all agree on things. You have a certain outlook together. You know, and did you want to say something, babe?
I mean, yeah, that's that's it. That's the goal. You
Yeah.
know, you both need to worship Yahweh. I mean, or else it causes conflict and deteriorates your relationship. And I am very young. I don't have a lot of experience in relationships, so I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have met, you know, him. You know, he's an Israelite man. I'll, you know, we're gonna be we take on the father side. So, and I'm more than happy to praise Yahweh for the rest of my life. I mean, I made that vow, and it's not a choice anymore. So that you know, you just gotta you gotta be with somebody who wants it like you.
Yeah,
So there you go.
exactly. And then after you bring that part out, I did have a verse that I wanted to get to.
Come. No, I just wanted to say, um, I'll pull it up real quick. Oh, Shalom, I. Shalom, says I.
Shalom, Asai.
Shalom, Sister I.
Shalom to Judah too.
Shalom, Judah, and
Hey,
all of your
shalom to
family.
shalom out to the whole family out there. Peace upon you guys.
Come.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 25, right? So it says, um, we can continue on at 15 too. It says, "You shall not keep in your pouch two different weights, one large one and one small one. You shall not keep in your house two different it's ephah, like ephah, one large and one small. Rather, you shall have a full and honest weight and a full and honest measure, or ephah measure, in order that your days will be prolonged on the land which Yahweh your God gives you." Right. So it says, you shall not keep in your pouch two different weights. Right. Le Yahaya is like shall be lock, lock like with you or to you or for you. Ba kaya sock. It's like in your bag, or you know what I'm saying, or like your pouch. A bond stone, wa a bond stone. Gadol uh gadol slop. Gadol lock, which means like a great one, or like a large one. wa patana, which is like a small one, right? So you know what I'm saying? It has to be equal weights, right? Bond and bond or bond also means like to build, you know what I'm saying? And right, you know what I'm saying? It also means to build or like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, correct measurements and you know what I'm saying, and weights. And then also um right, and it also means to build. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, to be built in like a set, you know what I'm saying, like a set weight with correct measures. And I'm gonna get that verse too. That's I'm gonna get right this one. It's Leviticus. But I want to get down to the measure. It says, you shall not keep in your house two different ephah measures, one large one and one small. Right? Let not Yahaya shall be locked for you or to you or with you. Batayak in your house ephah, which is like a measure of grain or like a measure of produce, like a dry measure. Wa ephah gadawala wa patana, a large one and a small one. But ephah, like it's like your produce, or it's like, you know what I'm saying. So it's like what you know, it's like your your intentions, or you know what I'm saying, or like your produce, or what time that you put in order to get, you know what I'm saying, a product, right? Or as far as like, you know, like keeping the Torah and safeguarding the charge of the sanctuary to build, you know what I'm saying, to build the sanctuary. So it's like, you know, it's like your works are like, you know what I'm saying, like a measure. Also, we're gonna skip down to 15. Rather, you shall have a full and honest weight and a full and honest ephah measure, in order that your days will be prolonged on the land which Yahweh your God gives you. Right? Oh, so like, bear with me. Okay. Right. So and bond, which is stone, but it also means like weight too. But it also means to build, right? Bond also means like to build. Or you got bana, which also means to build. Shalomah, which is like perfect, or it also means like recompense or reward or peace, right? Or you get shalom. But shalomah is like a perfect or a just. Wak zadok and righteous or right or just. Yahaya shall be locked for you, right? So a weight, perfect and righteous shall be for you. Ephah shalomah wa zadok, right? A measure or like a produce shalomah, right? Right. Shalomah also means like reward or like a recompense. You know what I'm saying? What you know what I'm saying? Your deeds or what you put in, what you gonna get out. Wa zadok and righteous shall be. Yahaya shall be locked for you. Lock ma'an in order. Yah area call, which is to lengthen or to prolong. Yup, Yamayak, your days out upon Ha Adamah land or earth or ground, Asar, which Yahweh Elahayak, your God, Nathan Lok gives you, right? So it's like, a honest measure, honest, which Shalomah, which means like perfect or right or like just. Zadok, which also means like right. You know what I'm saying? So then also I'm gonna go to, bear with me 1 second. Let me go to do the Leviticus. This is Leviticus 19. Yeah. Leviticus. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Zechariah 5 because this will fit in. Bear with me. Give me 1 second. Zechariah 5, verse 3. Right? Like I said, right? You know, a weight, right? And a measure. It's also like your deeds or like your it could be like your valuation or like your work as well. Right? No, do Zechariah 3 verse. Oh, so we're gonna go to verse 2, right? And he said to me, "This is the curse that comes forth upon the face of the entire land. For whoever stole was cleared from such as this, and whoever swore was cleared from such as this." Right? I have brought it forth, says Yahweh of hosts, or Yahweh Zabewah. And it shall come into the house of the thief and into the house of him that swears in my name falsely. And it shall lodge in the midst of his house and destroy him and his wood and his stones. Right? Right? Wood also means counsel. Right? And his stones, his idols of wood and stone. And the angel who was speaking to me came forth, and he said to me, "Now lift up your eyes and see what this is that is coming forth." Verse 6. And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "This is an ephah that is going forth." And he said, "This is the punishment of those whose eyes gaze over the entire land." Right? And behold, a talent of lead was being lifted, and this one woman was sitting in the midst of the ephah. And he said, "This is wickedness." And he cast her into the midst of the ephah, and he cast the lead weight into her mouth. Now, we're going to go back up. Right? It says this ephah, which is a dry measure of produce. Right? Produce is like your, you know what I'm saying? It's like your reaping. Right? It said punishment. Right? It said this woman is wickedness. So in other words, it would be like foreign wisdom is what? And behold, a talent of lead was being lifted, and this one woman was sitting in the midst of the ephah. A talent of lead. Lead is also like a low metal. And behold, kakar, which is like a talent. Kakar also means like it also means worth or uh, valuation. So, so bear with me.
And then I just wanted to add real quick.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Like a foreign woman, and in the sense of like wisdom, it's like usually the woman take cares of the children. You know what I mean? And they'll pass off their wisdom to their kids. You know, and foreign foreign women, and women who are not necessarily acquainted with Darwa, um, and physically, they have different values and different traditions. And those traditions are usually rooted in idolatry or some other type of thought. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, when you have foreign women and they're not on the same accord as you, they're not keeping the same weights and balances. They're going to throw your scale off, just like just like we were saying previously, and they're going to cause your progeny, your children, to stray. You know what I mean?
No, come on. That's fact. right? And it said your children will be students of Yahweh. You know, so you can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't have like, you know what I'm saying, like a heathen woman in the house. It's gonna cause you to go astray.
Talking about some Christmas.
Right. Right. Or you know what I'm saying? But kakar, which means like a talent, like a shaqual is also like a weight, but kakar also means talent or like a weight or like a coin, but shaqual also means like a weight too, right? Uh, Alpha raw, which is like mud or dust or like lead, which is like low degree. Not shit, which is like lifted. What the F and this at shop woman at cost one. Yawasha Salah. Yawashabat sitting about to walk in the mist hot Ephah. Right? So this woman was in the Ephah, right? But it's like it said this woman is wickedness. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, he's weighing, or you know what I'm saying, it's like a measure. It's like a low measure, like a talent of lead, which is like low degree. And remember, the woman also represents like wisdom, right? But this is like foreign wisdom. And let's see what this is about. And he said, this is wickedness. And he cast her into the midst of the ephah, and he cast the lead weight into her mouth, right? And I lifted my eyes, and I saw, and behold, two women were coming forth with wind in their wings. And they had wings like the wings of a stork. And they lifted up the ephah between the earth and heaven. And I said to the angel who spoke to me, where are they taking the ephah? And he said to me, to build a house for it in the land of Shinar, and it will be prepared, and they shall place it there on their base, which would be Babylon. Babylon. This woman is wickedness, and we know what Babylon was doing. Babylon means confusion. But there are astrologers worshiping the sun, moon, and stars, which is a portion, you know what I'm saying, to the peoples of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, you know, they were doing what they were doing, but it's like wickedness. That's why Abraham was brought out of Babylon. But it said to build a house for it, right? And a house, which also means like inside, like in the midst, the land of Shinar, which would be like uh, Babylon. And it will be prepared, and they shall place it there on its base, right? So you know what I'm saying? Because they're coming forth, their produce was like wickedness, so they were getting judged. Yeah, Keanu wanted to bring out a verse real quick. Oh, you want to bring out Proverbs 7? I'll put it up. Yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying?
Con.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? So the F5 is like a measure of like grain, you know what I'm saying? So it's like your produce, or like whatever you're reaping. The talent is also like your worth or your valuation. But the lead, it was a lead block, it's like a profane metal.
Yeah.
You can't have a proper balance with those type of measurements. And when you're dealing with particularly women from Babylon, or in that mind state and that type of mindset, that's where they're coming from. You're not gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna get confusion,
right,
in the household, and that's that's a big issue. Obviously, if you're a man or a woman who are in the Tarawa and you want your spouse or your significant other to also be in this walk with you, because whether you're a sister who's looking for a man who's willing to take this up so that they can do right by Yahweh and you, or if you're a man looking for a woman who's willing to take this up so they can do right by you and Yahweh, then it's going to take that agreement. You know what I mean? It's gonna take. You're gonna have to. This is Babylon. You know what I'm saying? We're in Babylon, but you gotta find that right person. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, when you're dealing with these foreign women and these foreign men, in a way, they're coming from a place of confusion, and their balance, their scales are completely different. Like the brother just showed with a lead block. You know what I mean? Their measurement was different.
Come on.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't want to stop the sister from
I definitely
speaking.
got some after her. Go ahead, sis.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Right. Oh, I was gonna say, Shalom LaRock.
Yeah, Shalom, star.
Shalom.
Oh, what version was it?
Proverbs. No, I was gonna probably.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Proverbs 7. So it says, "My child, heed my words and store up my commandments with yourself. Heed my commandments and live, and heed my Torah as the apple of your eyes. Pin them on your fingers and strike them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding a friend, that they may safeguard you from forbidden women, from the strange woman who makes her words slip. For I have looked out from the window of my house through my letters and I saw among the fools, I discerned among the youths a lad who lacked an understanding heart, passing through the marketplace near her corner, and he strode toward her house, and the twilight as daylight gleams in the blackness of the night and darkness. Then behold, a woman approached him, bedecked as a harlot and with sage in her heart. She coos and to entice her feet do not dwell at home. Sometimes in the courtyard, sometimes in the street, she lurks at every corner. She seized him and kissed him. She thrust forth her face and said to him, I have vowed to bring peace offering, and today I have fulfilled my vow. That is why I went out towards you to seek your countenance. I have found you. I have decked my bed with spreads, carved bedposts are hung with Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us set ourselves with love until the morning. Let us rejoice with acts of love, for my husband is not at home. He has gone on a distant journey. He has taken the money pouch with him. He will come home at the appointed time. She sways him with her abundant sophistication. She thrusts him with the fleetness of her lips. He follows her unsuspectingly like an ox to the slaughter, rushing like a venomous snake to disappoint the foolish one. And so the arrow splits his liver. He is like a bird hurrying to the trap, unaware that its life will be lost. So now, children, listen to me and heed the words of my mouth. Do not incline your heart to her ways. Do not stray in her pathways, for she has felled many victims. The number of her slain is huge. Her house is the way to the grave, descending to the chambers of death. So,
Right? Mawat, death, which is like spiritual death, which is the same, right? When in Genesis, when the serpent, deceived the woman, right? It said, "Oh, you won't surely die, but you will become like God, knowing, what I'm saying, good and evil." But the word is mawat, which is like to become void or ignorant or stupid. But you know what I'm saying? That's the foreign wisdom or the foolish woman.
Exactly.
Or in other words, it'll be like these, kind of like these, you know what I'm saying, like these false doctrines,
Exactly.
or the false doctrines that people pushing out, and our people, you know what I'm saying, listening to them, not knowing any better.
and that's why I
Exactly.
also feel like it is important to make sure that study the House Torah and trust in Him. Because if you don't, then it's easy to be, straight away. And I don't know, especially in times like this, there's so much going on in this world. You know.
Con, and
Come,
I definitely, well, Are you still going?
Oh,
no,
no,
you're
yeah.
good. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, I messed up.
Okay,
I,
cool.
I didn't know if X wanted to say something real
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just saying something about Milwaukee went around. A lot of useless bloodshed, a lot of homelessness, rich people more greedy, they're consuming everything and not sharing. People are dying, people are fighting over resources, people are losing their homes, homes that they've been all their lives, people losing jobs, people get sick and having to, lose jobs, people close to being evicted because of the protocol sellable that. It's about going on.
Yeah, calm, bro.
And in times like this, it's very it's hard to get through. I'm not gonna say it's hard to get through, but then like after having a relationship that I have, I value it very much so, and seeing the type of things that people got to deal with out here when it comes to them looking for someone who resonates with you, it makes me very appreciative, of our relationship, because just like the brother was saying, all these things that are going on, in the world, and like speaking from you all's perspective, could you imagine being single, single out in this world?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
It's like it's a little difficult,
come.
And basically, what I'm getting at with that, by me saying that, is that a really good thing for a man to have, or for a woman to have, is that bond, that home, that home. You know what I mean? That you can Hey, shalom, brother Yaradan, bro. Shalom.
Shalom, yo.
Hey, shalom, y'all done, brother Dodo. Hey, my bad, bro. I'm gonna send you that beat, bro.
Yeah, that you talking that intro beat, that bad boy's
It's
fire.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thought out, bro. Jojo said it's hard to hear X and Q, so y'all might need to speed over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
Um,
But yeah, basically what I'm getting at is that it's very nice, and it's a strength. It's a strength to draw from, having a strong relationship. But having a relationship where there's a lot of problems and a lot of issues because you don't see eye to eye, you know what I mean? You're trying to teach them about the Torah and about Yahweh, but they're just trying to, continue to live in this world and stuff like that. It can create disfuse in the home.
Balance for sure. A lot of balance. Yeah. Keep going.
And no,
Right.
I agree, and it's like if you don't have that, you don't have that strength to draw from. You know what I mean? And it is a positive thing for a man to have a wife, and for a wife to have a husband. It's positive, and it makes you two both stronger as individuals, as well as being together. You know what I mean? And it's good for man. It's good for man to have a wife. It pretty much what I'm getting at. And it's good to have a family and a home, because it gives you purpose. And as people, as humans, the Most High has given us work to do here. And when you don't have that type of work, you know what I mean? When you don't have something that needs you, something that's relying on you, you kind of you don't you're looking for a purpose somewhere else. But when you have when you have a relationship that is grounded in the Torah, it really how should I say, it really gives you a purpose, and you keep each other sharp, you keep each other tuned, you teach each other, and you learn from each other, and you grow together.
Khan. Yeah.
Oh,
I really want to bring out a scripture that really exemplifies a woman who, somebody who loves Yahweh. Yahweh blessed Hannah, Samuel's mother. At first, she was barren. She could not, bear any children. But I would really love to read Samuel 1:9 through. We do 9 through 12.
Oh, okay, I could pull it up.
Okay.
You said
that's fine.
First Samuel.
Chapter 1, 9 through
Chapter
9 through
1,
12.
9 through 12.
And I would also love to read her prayer. I think it's a beautiful prayer.
Oh, come.
And yeah,
Can y'all hear Mackenzie Fox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you good.
okay.
Hey, oh, you said what verse?
It was Samuel 1, chapter 1, verse 9 through 12. 9 through 12.
Okay. Is it Sharon? Oh no, it's not.
Not yet. I'm a little nasally. I'm sick. So,
No, I feel you. My science is going crazy today.
yeah. All right. I just want to really get this out.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, real quick, I just wanted to talk about the brother's comment real quick. Brother Yaradan said, Khan, I agree, but there's been this push in the community to want to be highly independent, a downfall. And that I agree completely with the brother, because it's like there's nothing wrong with being able to be able to take care of stuff yourself as an independent, because a lot of brothers out here are single and are looking for good women. So I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with necessarily being able to take care of yourself, but at the same time, by this thought process that's been pushed upon the people, really, and the sisters, to be single and to just have different partners is ruining the foundation of family. You know what I mean? And it's actually making us as people and those people weaker. You know, uh, having a family really is a strong point.
Khan, can I just say this
Yeah, go
real
ahead.
quick? Yahweh loved Abraham. He loved Abraham because he taught his household the Torah. He taught his children, and he did not do any evil. You know, he was an upright man, and that is Yahweh. And I mean, that's it's really important. Flower Rock, Morning Star, family unit. Yeah, family unit. That's what you need.
Exactly. And as the man, you want to fear Yahweh. You know what I mean? Above all things. And as the woman, she looks towards her man to see what he's doing. You know what I mean? And then she'll fear Yahweh because of how important it is in your life. But if you don't have that type of drive, you know what I mean, to want to talk about it on your when you're up, and to for it to be on your conversation when you arise, and when you rest, for it to be on your mind and your heart all the time. And that's why we study, we talk about it so much. It's like it's part of our life.
Yeah.
So if that's not you, and you're not being a strong enough, how shall I say, representative for your woman, how can you expect for her to follow? You know what I mean? So,
Come.
on, Brother Judas.
Come on. Can't be lazy, you know what I mean?
Come. Shalom, Mark Judah.
Shalom.
Also,
No,
wanted
that's
to,
true.
sorry, I wanted to give a verse to what the brother had said about how they're pushing to be independent. Like, that's just on the internet. People say those things, but behind closed doors, we all know that that woman wants a man to be by her side, and vice versa. I don't know if anybody brought that verse out, but that's in Genesis 2, verse 18.
Oh yeah, go and bring it out.
Yeah, so Yahweh God said it's not good that man be alone. I will make him a helper. Of course, by the time I think you bring that out earlier. Oh, okay, yeah. So like, it's not meant for man to be alone, or vice versa. Like, that's your balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, man and a woman. So
Facts. Um, uh, it was another verse, but this Proverbs 11. Deceitful scales are an abomination of Yahweh, but a perfect weight is his desire. Perfect or like just. You know what I'm saying? The word
Mackenzie.
is on my fault. I was gonna say the word is shalomah, which means perfect or peace. It also means peace, and it also means like a reward or like recompense. You know what I'm saying? But shalomah, which is like perfect.
Con. Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to pull this up or no. I can just read it. It's Samuel 1, chapter 9.
I got it.
It
You do
says, okay. Hannah rose after eating in Shiloh and after drinking, and Eli the Kohan was sitting on the chair near the doorpost of the sanctuary of Yahweh. She was feeling bitter, and she prayed to Yahweh, weeping continuously. She made a vow and said, Yahweh Tzabaoth, if you take note of the suffering of your maidservant, and you remember me, and you do not forget your maidservant, and give your maidservant male offspring, then I shall give him to Yahweh all the days of his life, and a razor shall not come upon his head. It happened as she continued to pray before Yahweh that Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was speaking to her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. And there, I'll stop right there. I mean, wow. So we went from a woman who was suffering because of her barrenness to a woman who was ultimately blessed by the Most High for a vow, for giving her life to Yahweh. She vowed her life to Yahweh for a son. And
She found his life
now, his life. Yeah.
as well.
And now, I mean, she was blessed with Samuel. Samuel,
I wanted to say too.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
It says Hannah, right?
Yeah.
She was speaking in her heart,
Mhm.
or you know what I'm saying,
Come
like
on.
upon her heart, like to her heart.
Mhm.
Only her lips were moving, right? But where does Yahweh dwell?
In your spirit, in your mind.
Right,
In the heart.
right. You know, in your mind. You know what I'm saying, your mind and your heart.
I wanted to also say that it's something that stands out to me in that verse, because when it comes to the foreign women, like we were talking about earlier, and about how foreign women will lead your children astray, even though you may have it in your heart to want to pass down the tradition through your sons, the wisdom of their mother may interfere with that, right? And what did Hannah do? She literally vowed to pretty much consecrate her son to Yahweh. You get what I mean? So unlike the foreign women who were pretty much teaching the children foreign principles and foreign uh, uh, practices, a woman who was willing to offer her children to Yahweh, not like how these Christians be talking about with the whole blood and everything, but by literally offering uh, that heritage through their children, that wisdom, it was a blessing. You get what I mean?
Con. Yeah. And
So a woman who's willing to bring her children up, consecrated to Yahweh, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Con. And she says, it's Samuel chapter 2 in her prayer. There's none as holy as Yahweh, for there's none besides you, and there's no rock like our God. You know, and that, I mean, he blessed her. You know, that is so beautiful. From
Facts.
going to being so empty, and it takes so little as a sacrifice, and change yourself. That's all Yahweh asks. Change yourself. It doesn't take no blood, like he said. It doesn't take no man dying for our sins. It takes yourself changing, and damn, take some responsibility. Take some responsibility for your sins. We sin. We're people. You know, none of us are perfect. There's no man who don't sin.
Exactly. And I think that's a big part that scares people when it comes to um coming into the Darwa. You know, whether as a relationship or whether someone's trying to bring their spouse or their significant other into the Darwa. Um, a big scare for people is they think that it's like it's impossible. You know what I mean? Or that the simple fact that they've sinned in their past life, or even if they're sinning that day, it's not possible to change. You know what I mean, or to overcome those challenges. But we all are people. You know what I mean. We didn't come into this squeaky clean. That's what the Most High says. I shall cleanse you. You know what I mean. Uh, the point of the matter is, as far as that point that I'm getting at, is that we sin, we make mistakes. Are we perfect in our relationship? Have we made every perfect decision? No, not at all. But do we try, and do we seek ultimately the same goal? Yes. You know what I mean? So ultimately, when it comes to having a relationship, we want our children to prosper. We want our children to have a mindset that we didn't have when we were coming up. We want to raise our children in a thorough walk, and we agree on that. So it aligns a lot of our values. You know what I'm saying? So I did have a couple verses that I wanted to get to. Um,
Hey, Con, I got some. I got something after you are.
cool. All right. Um, Basically, some of the qualities that I guess a woman will look for in a man when it comes to him being a good husband. You know what I mean, or such. This is going to be Psalms chapter 128. It says, "The Song of Ascents. Praiseworthy is each person who fears Yahweh, who walks in his ways. When you eat the labor of your hands, you are praiseworthy, and it is well with you. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine in the inner chamber of your home. Your children will be like olive shoots surrounding your table," right? And basically, praiseworthy is each person who fears Yahweh and who walks in his ways. So a man who fears in Yahweh and who walks in his ways, his wife is fruitful. His children are shaman, like, or they have like intelligence. They're wise. They're like olives. They grow quickly. You know what I mean? They make they understand things. They're intelligent. A man who fears Yahweh, his home is aligned. You know what I mean? Let me continue. Let me continue to Proverbs. I'm gonna continue to Proverbs chapter 5. Mackenzie had got it out earlier, but I'm gonna get it out again. It says, this is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18. It says, "Your source will be blessed, and you will rejoice with the wife of your youth." Right? A beloved hen inspiring favor, her breast will sate you at all times. You will always be intoxicated with her love. Right? Because just like the sister read in Genesis 2, I'm gonna go to that. And it's all everything that I'm getting, I was pretty much getting at the same point. I'll get that at Genesis 2. Turn into it, slide, turn into it. Oh, Genesis 2. Okay. In Genesis 2, chapter 23. It says, and the man said, "This time it is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. It shall be called woman, for from man she was taken. Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother to cling to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Right? They both were naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed, because it's a holy bond, and it is only right for man to be with his wife or to have a wife, right? So I'm gonna finish that point off by going to Nehemiah. No, I'm sorry, not Nehemiah. Salah. Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna run to Ecclesiastes, and pretty much what I'm getting at is, you'll see, Nehemiah, not Nehemiah, Ecclesiastes. Salah. Ecclesiastes 9. Ecclesiastes 9, and I'm gonna go to verse 9. They can hear me?
I can't hear.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay, Ecclesiastes 9, verse 9. It says, "Enjoy life with the wife you love though all the fleeting. I'm sorry. Enjoy life with the wife you love through all the fleeting days of your life that he has granted you beneath the sun. All of your futile existence, for that is your compensation in life, and in your toil, which with, I'm sorry, and in your toil with which you exert beneath the sun. The Most High gave blessed man with woman, and for the most part, and for a large portion, that is your happiness beneath the sun. The fact that the Most High allowed for us to have family, to have children, to have wives, to have that support is a big it is a big part of every man's life, and it should, for all intents and purposes, be joyful for you to enjoy your life and your time with your wife. You know what I mean? For her to always sate you in those times. It's good for man. You know, and it's also good for woman. So basically, what I'm saying is the big point of those verses that I was getting out is that a big part of man's existence is to have family, to have a wife, to have children, because ultimately these are the things that we desire and is our happiness here as people. So every man should seek that out to have, to live a happy life with his wife. You know what I mean? So
Come on.
that's what I was
Not
getting at.
spend his days in foolishness. Just had to throw that in there.
Oh no, go ahead. No, did you want to make a point off that?
I mean, don't be a fool, and don't find a woman who is against the the correct thing. Sorry, I'm sick. But let me get Nehemiah real quick. Can I read Nehemiah real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And then if you guys want to piggyback off that, or after she gets what she gets.
I mean,
But you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and this is something that really bothered me when I read my first read of Torah. This really bothered me. What had happened with Solomon and with the foreign women in his life. So this is Nehemiah 13, verse 23. Also in those days I observed the Israelites who had married Ashdodite, Ammonite, and Moabite wives. Half their children spoke Ashdodonian and did not know how to speak the language of the Israelites, Yahweh, and likewise with the language of each nation. So I contended with them and I cursed them. I beat some of the men and tore their hair out. I made them swear by Yahweh that you will not give your daughters over to their sons, nor marry their daughters to your sons or to yourselves. I said, did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin with such women? Among the many nations there is never a king like him. He was beloved by Yahweh, and Yahweh appointed him king over all of Yasharal. Yet the alien wives caused even him to sin. Shall we then listen to you to do all this great wickedness, to be unfaithful to Yahweh by marrying alien wives? All right. If a king like Solomon and a king like David can be, turned astray by something like a woman, I mean, it says a lot about what women can do, and it's no lie that women don't destroy nations. You know what I mean? You reproduce with the wrong one, there goes your whole generation.
If I can add to what you're saying,
Yeah.
babe, did it not say in that exact verse that their children were speaking the Moabite language,
Time.
the Ashdodites language?
Time.
It's because they quite literally were not carrying, they were not teaching their children, they were not raising their children up in the husband's heritage. You know what I mean? They were teaching their children according to their father's heritage, which is the big problem with them when it comes to physically foreign women. Spiritually, they're going to be a foreign woman to you, which is a foreign wisdom. You know what I mean?
And your children.
And your children.
Your children will be foreigners. Yeah. and not they're far away from Yahweh. Very, very. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate to see, and as a foreigner, it's very unfortunate to see brothers and sisters alike both fall into the traps of following mainly white people into their bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit going on. So, man,
Hey, fact.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we can go and pass it to you guys.
All right.
All right. To add on what Kinsey said, to the verse you just read, me and her was actually just talking about this earlier. So I want to read Proverbs 31. So it says, the word of Lama Wa'il, the king, the prophecy which the mother disciplined him. What is it, my son? And what is it, O son of my womb? And what is it, O son of my vows? Give not your strength to woman, and let your conduct not destroy the protocol of kings. It is not proper for kings who belong to God, and it is not proper for kings to drink much wine, for the princes to invig strong drink. Least he drink and forget the statute of the Torah and pervert the judgment of all the children of the poor. Give strong drink to the woebegone and wine to those of embittered soul. Let him drink and forget his poverty and not remember his travail anymore. Open your mouth on behalf of the mute and the judgment of all confessed children. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and obtain justice for the poor and destitute. An accomplished woman who can find, far beyond pearls in her value. Her husband's heart relies on her, and he shall lack no fortune. She bestows goodness upon him, never evil, all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax, and her hands work willingly. She is like a merchant ship. From afar she brings her sustenance. She arrives while it is yet night, and gives food to her household and a portion to her maidens. She envisions a field and buys it. From the fruit of her handiwork she plants a vineyard. With strength she girds her loins and abrogates her arms. She discerns that her enterprise is good. Her lamp is not snuffed out by light. Her lamp is not snuffed out by night. She stretched out her hands to the distaff, and her palms support the spindle. She spreads out her palm to the poor, and extends her hand to the destitute. She fears not snow for her household, for all her household is clothed in scarlet wool. She made for herself luxurious bedspreads, linen, and purple wool are her clothing. Her husband is distinctive in the council, and when he sits with the elders of the land, she makes a cloak and sews it and delivers a belt to the peddler. Strength and majesty are her remnant, and she joyfully awaits the last day. She opens her mouth for wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She anticipates the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of laziness. Her children have risen and praised her, her husband, and, and he exalted her, extolled her. Many women have amassed achievements, but you suppress them all. Grace is false and beauty vain. A woman who fears Yahweh, she should be praised. Give her the fruits of her womb, and let her be praised in the gates by her very own
Con. And
Come.
that's like a Shath, I believe it's a Shath Kayal, which means a woman of valor or a woman of excellence, a woman who has a high esteem. And
Come.
I mean that verse is perfect. Great job, sis.
Hey, Con, I got a couple verses real quick. This Proverbs 12, verse 4. An accomplished woman is the crown of her husband, but a shameful one is like rot in his bones. Right? So, like rot, right? That goes back to the woman of like wormwood or like a curse. You know what I'm saying? Which will cause you to stumble, cause you to stray, right? Now, there's this brother I know, and this is an example of like a woman of rot, right? This is a brother I know, and they were supposed to have a child, right? Now, what happened was she told them that she told him that the pregnancy was going okay, right? Come to find out, she went and got an abortion, but didn't tell him about it, right? Now, it's like yo, like these, like you know what I'm saying. That's not a woman that you want. You know what I'm saying. You don't want a woman like that. That just you know what I'm saying. Just gonna cause you to stumble. There's nothing good coming out of you know what I'm saying a woman like that or a woman whose character is like that. But like Kiana just read, you know what I'm saying, a woman who fears Yahweh, right? It's like the you know what I'm saying, like the crown of her husband. You know what I'm saying, or an accomplished woman, right?
Yeah.
Now also, I had another verse. This is
Yeah, I have a verse right after you about what you was just talking about.
come on. It's Proverbs 18 verse 22. One who has found a wife has found goodness and has brought forth favor from Yahweh, right? Brought forth favor from Yahweh, like you know what I'm saying, a good wife. And then and so I'm just gonna grab a verse real quick. It's give me 1 second. It's Proverbs 19 verse 14. A house and wealth are an inheritance from fathers, but an intelligent woman comes from Yahweh. An intelligent woman, a woman who uses her mind. You know what I'm saying? A woman who's willing to work with you and be on one accord. You know what I'm saying? Not a strange woman or you know what I'm saying, a woman of ignorance or stupidity or whose feet lead to death or destruction. You go ahead, Jen.
All right. And oh my gosh, that is absolutely despicable.
Right on the head there, brother.
Yeah, I mean, not the not the thing you just read, but I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna bring out Psalms 106, 34 to 48. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. That's horrible.
All right, you ready? All right. They did not destroy the peoples as Yahweh had told them, but they mingled with the nations and learned their deeds and served their idols, which became a snare for them, and they sacrificed their sons and daughters to the demons. They spilled innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters, when they sacrificed the Canaanite idols, and the land was polluted by the blood guilt. They were defiled by their deeds and went astray through their actions. And Yahweh's anger was kindled against his people, and he abhorred his inheritance. Now, I really want to know what's the difference between what Davion just was talking about and what happened right there in Psalms 106. It is no difference. You are literally sacrificing your child to an idol, but they call it abortion. You're giving your children to Molech and you don't even know it. Just because you don't know doesn't mean it's not. That's not what it is. And
No, I just wanted to say we can hit on that topic. I know we was going to hit on that topic, but did you guys want to do it right now or?
Yeah, I'm down. Just bring out whatever you want to bring out.
I was thinking that I had a verse here to pretty much show. Huh? No, I just had a verse here to pretty much just show how our people, because of our lack of, keeping the law, and keeping these things sacred, the types of things that we got into. And this is going to be Jeremiah chapter 5. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, you good.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 8. It says, they were like well-fed horses raising early, each man neighing to the wife of his acquaintance. Shall I not punish for these things, the word of Yahweh? And from a nation such as this, shall my soul not exact vengeance? The Most High, the Most High is not physically here with us as people. And when he made the covenant between him and our ancestors, we went into a blood binding covenant with the Most High, and the Most High, He keeps His word and He keeps His covenant, right? And essentially, between you and your wife, there's like a binding covenant, a binding oath. You know what I mean? And what I'm getting at is that through committing adultery and through breaking that binding oath, that covenant you have with your spouse, it's almost it's very much likened to idolatry when it comes to the Most High, because the Most High essentially married Himself to our nation through a covenant. You get what I'm saying? And if it's easy for you to break this covenant with your wife, how much easier is it for you to break the covenant with the Creator? You know what I mean? Because essentially, what keeps us uh connected to the Creator is that covenant. You get what I'm saying? And
Con.
if you're willing to break it, and if you're willing to just throw it away, then then it's no different than the covenant the Most High has with our people, because that's essentially what's keeping us together. You know what I mean? In a way, you know what I'm saying? And that's essentially what's keeping you and your wife together, is this covenant that you've made with each other. So by us going off committing adultery, that leads into other things. That leads into idolatry. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, this con. It's like, you know what I'm saying? They're like one and the same. I had a verse real quick too. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna go off, you know what I'm saying, what you were saying, basically in Hosea it tells you, you know what I'm saying, that Israel was being, adulterous, which is also idolatry, and going after paramours, which is like, you know what I'm saying, like a mistress or like a secret lover, you know what I'm saying? So, but which is also the idols of the nations. But this is Isaiah 50. It says, "Thus said Yahweh, what is your mother's bill of divorce by which I sent her away, or to which of my creditors have I sold you? Behold, it is for your iniquities that you have been sold, and for your rebellious sins that your mother has been sent away." You know what I'm saying? For our iniquities, right? Now uh that brings me to Hosea chapter 5. Matter of fact, Hosea chapter 2. But we're gonna go to verse 4. "Contend with your mother, contend, for she is not my wife, and I am not her husband. And have her remove her harlotries from her face, and her adulteries from between her breasts. Lest I strip her bare, and stand her as on the day she was born, and make her like a wilderness, and render like a parched land, and cause her to die of thirst." Right? "And upon her children I will not have mercy, for they are children of harlotry. For their mother has committed harlotry. She who has conceived them has shamed herself. For she said, I will go after my paramours," or the other idols, "those who provide my bread, my water, my wool, and my linen, my oil, and my drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge her way with thorns, and I will hem her and I will hem her in with a fence, and she will not find her paths. And she will pursue her paramours, but not reach them. She will seek them, but not find them." Right? Now, we go to chapter 5. Bear with me 1 second. Go to chapter 5, verse. Chapter 5. So it says, verse 5, "Hear this, O Kohanayam, hearken, O house of Yashael, O warrior house, give ear, for the judgment is yours. You have been a snare to Mizpah, and net extended over to Bor. By preventing the slaughter of offerings, the deviants deepened iniquity and castigated them all. I knew Ephraim, and Israel was not hidden from me. For now you have committed harlotry, Ephraim. Israel has been defiled. They will not abandon their deeds to return to their God, for a spirit of harlotries is in their midst, and Yahweh they do not know." Right? For going after, the gods of others.
Hey, brother,
Who's
man.
it?
I didn't want to interrupt you, but real quick, I just wanted to read this verse because it ties exactly in what you just said.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 5, just a little bit up, verse 7. It says, "Why should I forgive you for this? Your children have forsaken me. They swear by non-gods. I made them affluent, but they act adulterously." Exactly.
Facts, bro.
Our children swear by the non-gods. Why is that? Because of the foreign woman, the foreign wisdom. And that all ties into having a relationship where you and your wife, you and your woman both seek Yahweh, so that you will raise your children up in the Torah.
Bro.
Yeah, the foundation is important.
Fact. I had wait. Oh, sorry. It's Ezekiel. Ezekiel 6. Ezekiel verse 9. Oh, you said what, bro? I got you. Oh, 9. Right. So this is Ezekiel 6. It says, the word of Yahweh came to me saying, Son of man, direct your face towards the mountain of Israel and prophesy to them. Right. And you shall say, O mountains of Israel, hearken to the word of Yahweh, Adonai Yahweh. So said Adonai Yahweh to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivulets and to the valleys. Behold, I bring upon you the sword, and I shall destroy your high places. Right. And your altars will become desolate, and your sun gods will be broken. And I shall cast your slain ones before your idols. Right. And I shall lay the corpses of the children of Israel before their idols, and I shall scatter your bones around your altars. Right. In all your dwelling places, the city will be laid waste, and the high places will become desolate, in order that your altars be laid waste and shown to be guilty, and your idols will be broken and abolished, and your sun gods will be cut down, and your works obliterated. Right? I want to get to verse 9. And the slain will fall in your midst, and you will know that I am Yahweh. But I shall leave a remnant insofar as you will have people among the nation who will escape the sword when you are scattered in the lands. Right? Verse 9. And those of you that escape will remember me among the nations where they were captured. Then I yielded to their straying heart, which turned away from me, and to their eyes that strayed after their idols. And they will quarrel with themselves about the evils that they did in addition to all their abominations. Right? Right. And we're gonna go over to the language. It says Wa Zakara Falayatiakam, which is a remember and like you all remnant or it Falat also means like to escape, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like a remnant or you know what I'm saying, or like to be free or like to escape. And with that, me, Bak Goayam among nations, and Shar, which Nashabah taken captive, or like they taken captive, Sham there is Shar. Oh, Nashabah thick, right? It's Shar that or like which, like I'm hurt or like vexed at with Labam their heart. Hazawanah. Idolatry, or it also means adultery, but it says their straying heart, or their adulterous heart, or their idolatrous heart. And Sar, that Sar, but it's Sawar, which means like to turn away. Ma'aleh, from with me. Wa'ef, and with Anayahom, their eyes. Hazanawat, which also is like idolatry or adulterous, which is the same word. Ekore, after Galawalayahom, their idols, right? Their idols, or you know, abomination. While Nakwata, they loathe and with their faces, or but right, Faneh also means like within, right? So it's like they loathe or weary that like their faces. L to ha ra'awaf, which is like their evils or their wickedness, and shar, which ashar they do. La call all the wa about the about their home. It's like all their abominations, right? So they're like loathed, you know what I'm saying? They're loathed, from all their evils. But this word ha zanawaf, which is like idolatry or adultery, after their idols, galawal or galawai, dang, galawai. I can't see. My bad. Hold on. Galawai like hum, right? This hum on the end will make it like them, right? Or their. Then you got Yaham, which is like plural. So it's like their idols. But yeah, adultery is the same thing as idolatry. Anybody, you said Ezra. You said Ezra.
Salak, were you talking to me, brother man?
No, I was talking to X. Said Ezra chapter what? Verse what?
I just wanted to make sure no one's gotten out Isaiah 62 yet, have they?
No, I don't think so.
I have one as well.
Because I remember a brother typed it in the chat, but I did want to get to it after you brothers.
Okay. Hey, Shalom, Jeremiah. Shalom, bro.
Shalom, Mark.
Oh, you said verse 1 and 2?
And I just wanted to insert a little bit.
Give me 1 second. X had a verse real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, can y'all see it? Is it? No, it's not sharing. My bad. Hold on. Was I sharing that whole time?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, man.
Because it went down just right at the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who was sharing?
Ezra chapter 9. Ezra chapter 9. And they gave the king's decree to the satraps of the king and the governors of the land beyond the river, and they exalted the people and the house of God, or the temple, or the Bayal. And when these were completed, the chiefs approached me, saying, the people of Israel, the priests and the Levites, were not separated from the peoples of the lands, like the abominations of the Canaanites, the Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Egyptians, and the Amorites. Right? Right. But also, too, it did say, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, it was like, you shall not abhor in. Well, it said, don't do the ways of the Egyptians. But it was like, for we were slaves in the land of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You said what other verses, bro? Okay. It said 10 through 15. But we are slaves, and in our servitude our God has not forsaken us, and we have extended loving kindness upon us before the kings of Persia, to give us life, to exalt the house of our God, and to erect its ruins, and to give us a fence in Judea and in Jerusalem. But Judea is Judah and in Jerusalem. And now, what shall we say, O God, after this? For we have forsaken your commandments, which you have commanded by your servants the prophets, saying, the land that you are coming to inherit is an unclean land because of the uncleanness of the peoples of the lands, by their abominations with which they filled it from end to end with their uncleanliness. Right? And now you shall not give your daughters to their sons, neither shall you take their daughters for your sons, and you shall not seek their peace nor their posterity to eternity, in order that you become strong and eat the goodness of the land, and you shall cause your children to inherit it to eternity. Come, right? So, I'll go down to 15. And after all that has come upon us because of our evil deeds and because of our great guilt, because you, our God, have punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and you have given us a remnant such as this. If we revert to breaking your commandments, to intermarrying with these abominable people, you will not be wroth with us until destruction without remnant or escape. Right? So, the nations that were in the land, we had to purge them out because of their wickedness. They were sacrificing their children to Moloch, worshiping Baal, worshiping all false gods. And that's why we weren't supposed to mingle with the forbidden nations, which was 7, because they would get us to turn us to go astray. But even in Judges, they still, they still intermarried with the Canaanites, and they were called the children of Israel. But we're not supposed to mix with the Canaanites, but they were still called the children of Israel. So, these dudes talking about Israel is one, like the Negro owned. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop.
I have a verse if I can read it real quick.
Okay.
It's in Isaiah 36.
Yeah.
Oh,
you said Isaiah. I'll pull it up.
Isaiah 36, 18 through 21. Just right off of what you're saying.
You said 18?
Yeah. It says, lest Hezekiah tries to entice you, saying Yahweh will save us. Did the gods of the nation save any person in his land from the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the gods of Saravaim? Did they have Samaria from my hand? Which among all the gods of the lands saved their land from my hand, that Yahweh should save Jerusalem from my hand? The people remained silent, did not answer him a word, for there was a command from the king saying, do not answer him. And his intent, was to terrorize the people. And they're worshiping, the gods of other lands. And they're not going to save them. The gods, they're false. They're foolish, And we see that today with Jesus and with Christianity, still depending on that idol all their days. It's not bringing them any good. And it's steering Yashral away, like it has been for a very long time. Yeah.
No, Khan. And most of the time they don't even follow what he was teaching.
Khan, yeah.
At all. If they actually studied, like they would know he was like teaching from the Torah. But
and I think a big part of what she was getting at in that verse was that their idols were futile. You know what I mean? And our people were sacrificing to those idols that were futile, even stated such by a foreign nation like Assyria. Even they knew that relying on the idols of Egypt or whatever was futile. You know what I mean? By our people mingling with this foreign wisdom, we are giving our children over to foreign practices, and our children are inheriting that futility. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I keep coming back to this point. A big part of trying to build a strong relationship in modern day is finding someone who values the Torah and our heritage, our lifestyle, just as much as you do, or who see the importance in it. You know what I mean? Like it's a big part is literally passing this down to your children. And that's not possible if you're out here with some of these Babylonian women.
hey, Khan, X. I want to say too, right? Babylonian women, right? Just like in Zechariah, where it said this woman is wickedness, right? And he threw her in the ephah, which is it's like a measure of grain. But grain is like produce, you know what I'm saying? So it's like your deeds are like your reaping, or whatever you put in, so what you get out. And it said a block of lead, right? Or like a weight, a talent, and it said threw it into her mouth, right? Lead is like a profane, like a profane metal, right? So, but weight could also be like a talent. It could also be like words to like, valuation. And it said this woman is wickedness, and she was sat down in the land of Shinar, which is Babylon. Babylon also means confusion. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why Abram was brought out of Yahweh brought him out of Babylon. What verse did you say you wanted, bro?
So Ezra 10, you go down to read the just read 1 through 11.
You said 1 through 11. It says, and when Ezra prayed and confessed, weeping and prostrating himself before the house, a very large assemblage of Yashael, men, women, and children, gathered to him, for the people wept with much weeping. And Shechaniah, son of Jehiel, sons of Elam, raised his voice and said to Ezra, we have betrayed our God. We have taken in foreign wives of the peoples of the lands. But now there is hope for Yashael concerning this. And now let us make a covenant with our God to cast out all the wives and their offspring by the counsel of Yahweh, or you know what I'm saying, or Yahweh, and those who hasten to perform the commandment of our God, and according to the law, it shall be done. Rise for the rise, man, rise, for the matter is incumbent upon you, and we are with you. Be strong and do. Then Ezra arose and adjured the chiefs of the priests, the Levites, and all Yashael to do according to this matter, and they swore. Then Ezra arose from before the house of God, and he went to the chamber of uh, Jehanan. Yeah, I can't say this word. Jehanan, the sons of Eliashib. When he went there, he neither ate bread nor drank water, because he was mourning over the treachery of the community of the exiles. And they issued a proclamation in Judea and Jerusalem to all the people of the community of the exiles assemblage of Jerusalem. And whoever does not come by 3 days according to the counsel of the chiefs and elders, all his property shall be confiscated, and he shall be separated from the congregation of the exiles. And all the people of Judah and Benjamin assembled in Jerusalem by 3 days, that is the 9th month, on the 20th of the month. And all the people stayed in the broad plaza of the house of God, quaking over the matter, and because of the rains. And Ezra the priest arose and said to them, you have dealt treacherously, and you have taken informed wives to add to Israel's guilt. And now confess to Yahweh, the God of your forefathers, and do his will, and separate from the people of the land and from the foreign wives. Then the entire congregation replied and said in a loud voice, yes, we must do as you say, but the people are many, and it is the rainy season, there is no strength to remain outside. And the work is not for 1 day and not for 2, for we have sinned very much in this matter. Right? Yeah, con. But at the same time too, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying? Ezra sent away like Israelite children. You know what I'm saying?
Gone, yeah.
You know.
Well, Most High brings them back. That's the thing. They were saying that they were scared to realize that they had sin in the first place, because the children became strangers to different traditions. That's when they looked around and realized all the children. Because they looked like the women, and they weren't speaking our language. Because remember, this is when you were going back to the transition.
Con. And yeah, that's true. But you know what I'm saying, he still was going off because he was sending away, you know what I'm saying, like Israelite children.
What I'm getting, a lot of people try to use those verses to pretty much, push a certain doctrine about Yasharal, Israelite men not being able to have like foreign wives. But I think people always forget about the point of that was that those were specific nations that were mentioned that we weren't supposed to be with. You know what I mean? In that time, because they were, in a way, they would inherit in our land, and they would like lodge themselves there. You know what I'm saying? And since our people decided to lay with the Midianite women and stuff like that, we we uh we ultimately shot ourselves in the foot, because now we're in like kind of like when the one nation tricked us to go into a covenant with them. I forgot who. I think it was the Hivites. Um, it's almost like that. It's like you're entering into a covenant. So a lot of people try to use that verse to speak about. It's a weird doctrine, but in reality, those are very specific nations in the land. You know what I mean? Because that's our land. We're supposed to inherit it all, and we can't if we're keeping certain people around. If you know what I mean. So
No,
yes,
con. I mean, it's that even some of the Levites couldn't minister because they, what I'm saying, they didn't have their family records. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But at the same time, it's like Ezra, they was going off. They was sending away Israelite children. You know what I'm saying?
They
Because
all
in Judges, they didn't send away. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh saved the children of Israel in the time of Judges. He saved
exactly.
them, even though they was mingling with the Canaanites. But
Yeah,
during this time, you know what I'm saying? Like Judah said, it
Ezra
was Ezra. It was Ezra and Joshua, the high priest, job to teach them.
Ezra was a scholar at that time, and in my opinion, they were just trying to do the best that they could at that time. They didn't necessarily know because they were recently back from the exile, and they didn't necessarily know. They were just reading the Torah and finding out things. You know what I mean? So at that time, you know what I mean. That's probably what they thought was right in their mind. But scripturally, that it's not like I mean, like David's grandmother was from she was a Moabite. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like Moses' wife was an Egyptian. You know what I mean? So forth and so on. So we're wanting to make sure the brothers are understanding that the foreign woman doesn't just represent physically a foreign woman, but it represents that wisdom that comes from the foreign nations, encroaching upon your household. You know what I mean?
Come, because well, you know what I'm saying. At the same time, too, like even when we was in the land of Egypt, like our people still wasn't keeping the Torah. They was still going off into idolatry. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. Moses still taught them the Torah. You know what I'm saying? But Judah said, and that's a stumbling block for New Testament people because if they say Ezra wasn't going off, then they have to reject Paul, who say they taught Israelites who are practicing Greek ways, right? And not the Torah. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, people got to consider the times. You know what I mean? They didn't know everything. You know what I mean? Because they were just finding it out. So like I said, I think that at that time they were literally just trying to make quick and rash decisions that they thought were right, but not all of them were. You know what I'm saying? So
He was appointed by
you know what I mean. Uh,
the
I
disciples.
did have this point that I wanted to get to though. If we can move on. Uh, uh, Isaiah chapter 62. You think you can bring that up for me?
Yeah, guys. Let me share the screen. No, it's just that like dudes be trying to run. You know what I'm saying? Like people try to run to that verse and say like, look, we're not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Mingling the seed and this, that, and this. But Israel has always been mixed. You know what I'm saying? So they'll try to run to that and be like, you're supposed to send them away. But no, they were going off.
Exactly, and it even states in that in the previous verse that X had brung out that it was the people practicing the foreign nations abominations.
Come on.
Because when you have a child with a foreign woman, it's that much easier for the child to inherit those foreign ways. You know what I mean? Because they'll learn those things. You know what I mean? They won't be raised up necessarily with a set apart mindset for Yahweh and for the Tharwa. So I remember one brother commented earlier, Isaiah chapter 62. I had it in my notes. I wanted to bring it out because this was hitting on the point that adultery is such a big deal when it comes to our relationships and things. When I say a big deal, I mean it's a big deal in anybody's relationship. But at the same time, the reason why a big how should I say metaphoric or a transferent meaning behind it is idolatry, because the Most High, like I said, has
connected himself to Yasharal through a covenant, through like a agreement. You know what I mean? And that exemplifies idolatry when it comes to our people worshiping false idols and stuff. That's like our people committing adultery against our God. You know what I mean? This is Isaiah chapter 62. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "It will no longer be said of you, forsaken one, and of your land it will no longer be said, desolate place, for you will be called, my desire is in her, and your land inhabited. For Yahweh's desire is in you, and in your land will become inhabitant. I'm sorry, and your land will become inhabitant. As a young man takes a maiden in marriage, so will your children settle in you. And like a bridegroom rejoicing over his bride, so will your God rejoice over you." And that's like a metaphoric verse to exemplify the relationship between Yasharal and the creator. You know what I mean? Uh even I mean, I know it's kind of hard to explain because like in the earlier times, just like our people were married, you know what I'm saying, to the Most High, and then through the children that they have, like the children were like offered to the Creator, so they're in the covenant as well. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like we can it's hard for me to explain what I'm trying to say. It's like we're like the children of the covenant. So Yahweh was our father. You know what I mean? And that's because our nation is married to the Creator through a covenant. And I know it's I don't know if I'm like
No, no. I
let me
mean,
hear
you're
that.
right. It said, in Hosea, it said they will no longer call me, um, um, Balek, or which also like means husband. They said they will call me Eshe, which is like husband, which is also husband too.
Kind of. So that's what I'm getting at this point. You know what I mean? And the Most High in the Torah always harbors on the fact that you should pass this teaching on to your children, to the next generations. You know what I mean? Because the covenant is what keeps the connection. And like I said, if you're willing to break that in a relationship, you know what I mean, then you're just as willing to break that with the Creator. And that's why the punishment for idolatry and for adultery is execution, because they're one and the same when it comes to our relationship with the Creator and our relationships with each other. Um, and that's what I guess that's just what I'm getting at that point. Obviously, adultery is bad, but even more so in Yasharal, it represents turning away from the Most High. So, you know,
Like, God, bro. Kenzie, Keon?
I kind of had a verse where he was talking about how it's important to teach our children about how
Over.
Deuteronomy 6, verse 20 to 25. I'm gonna go with Proverbs 31, uh, 20 to 25.
You want me to hear you?
I'll read it. If your child asks you tomorrow, saying, "What are the testimonies and the decrees and the ordinances that Yahweh our God commanded you?" You shall say to your child, "We were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, and Yahweh took us out of Egypt with his strong hand. Yahweh placed signs and wonders great and harmful against Egypt, against Pharaoh, against his entire household before our eyes. And he took us out of there in order to bring us, to give us the land that he swore to our forefathers. Yahweh commanded us to perform all these decrees, to fear Yahweh our God for our good, all of the days, to give us life as this very day, And it will be a merit for us if we are careful to perform this entire commandment before Yahweh, our God, as He commanded us.
Come.
Con, beautiful, beautiful. That reminds me a lot of Jacob, because Jacob was a house dwelling man. He dwelled in a house. He was a lot about his spirit. He was a spiritual man. He was able to connect with the Most High, and the Most High loved Jacob. And it's very unfortunate how far away we've religion has come from Yahweh, and from what Kiana just read. You know, we should be keeping all these commandments that He has given Yahshua. I'm not Yahshua personally, but I it's just a beautiful thing, and it's very sad seeing just how far away we've come, you know. Um, and yeah, we should be teaching our children Torah. We're so young, and the world is so wicked, and sometimes it feels like we are so alone. But with Yahweh, He's always with us. And for all the brothers and sisters out there who are trying their best, I I have faith we'll make it. You know, Yahweh willing, we all make it through this horrible issue we got going on.
Come. I just wanted to go up a little bit and read the Shema, Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our God, Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your means. And these words which I command you this day shall be upon your heart. And you shall teach them to your sons and speak of them when you sit in your house and when you walk on the way, when you lie down and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be ornaments for your eyes. And you shall inscribe them upon your doorpost of your house and upon your gates." Right? You know what I'm saying? And And it will be when Yahweh your God brings you to the land He swore to your forefathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give you great and good cities that you did not build, and houses full of goods that you did not fill, and hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive trees that you did not plant, and you will eat and be satisfied. Right? So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It says, teach it to your children when you sit in your home, when you walk on the way, when you retire, when you arrive. You know, always.
Con.
Oh, Keanu had a virtue too. Four verses.
Oh, okay. I wanted to go to Genesis 4.
4?
Yeah, just talking about how Yahweh just wants us to try, you know.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh, what verse? It was
I'll read. I'll read. Okay. Okay. After a period of time, Cain brought an offering to Yahweh of the fruit of the ground. And as for Abel, he also brought of the first son of his flock and from the choicest. Yahweh turned to Abel into his offering, but to Cain into his offering he did not turn. This annoyed Cain exceedingly, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said to Cain, "Why are you annoyed? And why has your countenance fallen? Surely if you improve yourself, you will be forgiven. But if you do not improve yourself, sin rests at your door. Its desire is towards you, yet you can conquer it." It's important to just keep trying and keep Yahweh's Torah.
right. It says you mashal, you rule over me. Right. Like thought you. And thought also means you as well. Thought you. thought mashal rule or govern it, or rule over it, or overcome or prevail. You know what I'm saying? You got any verses, bro?
Con, I do.
Okay.
Proverbs 29, verse 23.
I think X had a verse real quick.
Perfect. All right.
Proverbs. You said Proverbs 31.
29, 22 through 27.
23 to 27.
It was more talking about the type of spirit that us as men have to have, rather than on we really talking about wives. This is more so like dedicated to
Okay. You want me to read it or you want to read it? You want me to read it? Okay. It says, you said 22 to 27, right? A quick-tempered man stirs up strife, and a wrathful man abounds in transgression. A man's haughtiness will humble him, but one of humble spirit will grasp honor. He who shares with a thief hates his soul. He who hears an oath but does not testify. He hears an oath but does not testify. A snare brings terror to a person, but he who trusts in Yahweh will be safeguarded. Many seek the countenance of a ruler, but the judgment of a person is from Yahweh. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, and a person whose way is straight is an abomination to the wicked. Oh, come on. Okay.
A lot of people forget that at the end of the day, the joy from that's the most high. You can see always says, you can redeem your brother that's there in past over.
Come on. Oh, yeah, Kenzie said she had a verse. Just let me know.
Con, yeah.
They said they can't hear you, bro. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not really like intentionally trying to talk.
Okay. What verse did you want?
Isaiah 42. I don't think you guys have Isaiah 42, 5 through 8.
All right. Isaiah 42.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm getting home.
This will probably be one of my last. And I really, really want to say Hallelujah. And I'm so thankful to be able to do a video with you guys.
Yeah.
And it's been a really, really great discussion. So praise Yahweh for everything. Seriously.
Come on. Praise Yahweh.
I'll go ahead and read this off for y'all. Thus said Adonai Yahweh, who creates the heavens and stretches them forth, who firms the earth and its produce, who gives a soul to the people upon it, and a spirit to those who walk on it. I am Yahweh. I have called you in righteousness. I will strengthen your hand. I will protect you. I will set you for a covenant to the people, for a light to the nations, to open blind eyes, to remove a prisoner from confinement, dwellers in darkness from a dungeon. I am Yahweh, that is my name. I shall not give my glory to another, nor my praise to any graven images or idols. And with that, I stand with Yahweh God forever, and we shall never give his glory to another. And it's so unfortunate today. We are in total wickedness. Our whole life, we walk amongst people who have no thoughts for themselves, no feelings or consideration for other people. They live in amongst their own understanding. They commit evil left and right against their brothers and their sisters with no afterthought, no care. It's very devastating to see what's happening. And but on the other hand, it's very, very great to see there's those sisters like you, Davion and Kiana, who are married, happily married, and doing well. And there's brothers and sisters out here who are doing well under Yahweh. And just because I don't know them, well, I'm sure they're there somewhere, All corners of the earth, Israel is spread everywhere. So I'm not.
Done.
Yeah, I think there's probably people all over the world that we don't know about, and for that, praise Yahweh. You know, through all the wickedness, through all of it, and we just pray that He can get us through. And I pray, He has mercy on all of us because we are really going through it. So,
Yeah.
Connor, hallelujah.
I just had one more verse to read. I'm gonna end it off there for myself.
What's first?
It's
Michael. Chapter what?
7. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it is a great chapter to read. So,
What verse?
um, chapter 7, verse 18. Yep. Okay. Who is God like you, who condones iniquity and overlooks transgression for the remnant of his heritage? He does not maintain his wrath forever, for he desires kindness. He will once again show his mercy. He will suppress our iniquities. He will cast all their sin into the depths of the sea. Grant truth to Jacob, kindness to Abraham, as you swore to our forefathers in days of old. So you just have to continue to try. I mean, Yahweh, he does show mercy if you keep trying. So yeah, with that being said, pass it on to the next person. Praise
All right. I think Z wants to bring
How
up.
will God?
Tanya, how will God?
Um, I know the time just keeps going. It feels like it's not enough time. And you kind of, you know what I mean. But I want to say hallelujah, shalom to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate all the support. And what we were just trying to do today was pretty much show that you can have a relationship. You know what I'm saying, and be in the third one. You know what I mean. I don't know why a lot of people out here, choose to be with people who they necessarily aren't necessarily aligned with. And I just want to let people out there know that you can't have a healthy relationship. Yes, there's trials and tribulations. There's issues that we run into all the time, but we overcome. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, to have a relationship whose foundation is in the Tarawa is it's a beautiful thing. So I did want to you know pretty much get out another piece here concerning our people's ways. Um, so like
Oh, what verse, bro? If you want me to pull it up.
this is Ezekiel 16 verse 30, and this is the type of this
Oh,
is this is how the most Ezekiel chapter 16, my bad,
are you good? You good? Chapter
verse
16.
30. And pretty much this is what it comes down to when our people betray the creator. um if you're looking at it like a relationship, you'll see what I'm talking about when I read. Verse 30. How degenerate is your heart, the word of Adonai Yahweh, when you do all these things, the deed of an aggressive, adulterous woman, when you build your eminent place at every crossroad and make your lofty place in every street. You are not like a harlot who cherishes her fee, or adulterous wife who takes strangers in place of her husband. And if the Most High is the husband of our nation, you know what I mean, and we're the children, uh, we've been committing adultery. You know what I mean. I want to continue on. If you go down to the same chapter, verse 59, and this ties into how I was saying that pretty much what connects us with the Most High is the fact that he's willing to keep his word and keep his covenants. Otherwise, there's nothing to connecting us to the Most High. You know what I mean? Uh, we are the children of Yasharal. You know what I mean? But we're not. The Most High is not it's not a man. You know what I mean? So through the covenant that the Most High is willing to keep, through His great mercy, Hallelujah, we are able to connect ourselves with Him in that way. But if the Most High was willing to just easily, cut the, cut ties and just abolish the covenant, if he was willing to do that as easily as some of the brothers who commit adultery, they commit adultery easily, then we would be ultimately screwed as a nation. But the Most High has mercy, and He's willing to keep His covenant with us, even though as a nation we commit a ton of adultery. So this is verse 59. For thus said Adonai Yahweh, I will do to you as you have done, for you have scorned an oath, breaking our covenant. But I will remember my covenant that I made with you in the days of your youth, and I will establish for you an everlasting covenant. So, because of the Most High's mercy, and because of His love for our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and those of Yasharal who have lived righteously, He's willing to establish a new covenant with us. But because we scorned an oath, aka a marriage, aka a covenant, we in turn break all the rules, all the ordinances, the commandments. You know what I mean? And if you think of it in a way, the commandments are like vows between us in Yahweh as in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Between our nation and the Creator. And if we're not willing to keep those vows, then we're breaking it. And that's simply is what it is. You're committing adultery. You know what I mean? So if you
Yeah, the
cherish,
verse.
if
Effect.
you Khan, if you cherish your relationship and you don't want your wife committing adultery on you, and you don't want your man committing adultery on you, then you can very so much understand the Creator's wrath towards our nation, because we broke an oath, a binding covenant that the Most High takes very seriously. You know what I mean? And we should too, and we take our relationship seriously. You know what I mean? We value our relationship, and it's all a reflection of it's all a reflection of the Most High's relationship with Yasharal. So what I'm getting at is a man in Tharwa, like I read earlier in Psalms, and like was brought out earlier in Psalms 128. A man who fears Yahweh, his house is in line, his wife is fruitful, his children are wise and smart, and that's just what it is. So I appreciate everybody showing up and showing support. That was a very last. I mean, that was a very long thing, statement that I got through there. So shalom to you, brothers and sisters. Hallelujah, and keep faith. You know what I mean?
Hey, Con, bro.
I got a couple of scriptures.
Hey, you got some verses, bro. Hey, you want me to pull them up?
Proverbs. Those Proverbs 29. And then I'm going to go to Proverbs 10. Yeah, it's Proverbs 29, verse
29,
verse 13 through 17.
13.
Well, actually, 13 through 18.
Right. A poor man and a man of deep thoughts were visited upon. Yahweh enlightens the eyes of both of them. A king who judges the poor justly, his throne will be established forever. A rod and reproof gives wisdom, but a child left free brings shame to his mother. Right? When the wicked attain greatness, transgression increases, and the righteous will see their downfall. Chastise your son, and he will give you rest, and he will grant pleasures to your soul. Read 18:2. Without vision, the people become unrestrained, but he who keeps the Torah is fortunate. You said, what other verse, bro?
And then Proverbs 21. And on the end, Proverbs 21, verse 1 through 14.
Hey,
I
man,
won't.
if the brother want to get close to the mic, he can explain. He can explain the verse too.
Come, bro. You go, bro.
Y'all hear me? So long, can you hear me?
Come on, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh, you good?
All right, so Proverbs 21, and I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read a couple of verses in here. But I'm just reading out here because these are some good qualities that us as men we need to establish before like looking for a woman. You know, because nowadays, like a lot of people, like they are seeking partners, but they haven't done work on themselves. So they're trying to fix somebody else and work on themselves, but it don't work like that. And you get overwhelmed, and it's a lot of stress that comes with that. So you can't go into a relationship expecting to fix somebody. You both should come in with some work done on yourself so that you can both, heal. But, Proverbs 21, and I'm gonna start off with verse 1. It says, "Like streams of water is the heart of a king in the hand of Yahweh. Whenever he wishes, so he directs it. A man's every way is upright in his eyes, but Yahweh resides inside his heart. Doing what is right and just is preferable to Yahweh than an offering. Haughty eyes and a proud heart are the plotting of a wicked, a sin. The thoughts of the zealous are purely beneficial, but all hastiness is only for loss. The accumulation of treasures through a false tongue is a smitten vapor. They seek death. The robbery of the wicked will cause them to fear, for they refuse to execute justice. The way of man is sometimes inconsistent and strange, but a pure one's every deed is upright. Better to dwell, better to dwell on the corner of a roof than to dwell with a contentious wife in a house of friends. The soul of the evildoer desires evil. His companion in evil will not find favor in his eyes. When a scoffer is punished, the simpleton gains wisdom, and when the wise one receives instruction, he gains knowledge. A righteous person brings success to the house of the evildoer, which corrupts the wicked toward evil. One who shuts his ear to the cry of the pauper, he too will cry, he too will call out and not be answered. An anonymous gift will cover up anger, and a bribe in the bosom will appease strong wrath. Performance of justice is a joy to the righteous and destruction to workers of iniquity. A person who wanders from the intelligent way will rest in the congregation of the dead. The lover of pleasure will be a man who lacks. The lover of wine and oil will not grow rich. The evildoer will be an atonement for the righteous one, and the faithless one for the upright. Better to dwell in the wasteland than with a woman of contention and anger. A desirable treasure and oil endures in the abode of the wise, but the fool of a man swallows it up. Now, my last one. One who pursues righteousness and kindness will find life, righteousness and honor. So, I'm gonna go back. So you can see some of these verses kind of in things that's happening in today's time. For example, the evildoer will be atonement for the righteous one, and the faithless one for the upright. So you see a lot of people passing away due to their follies and their, inequities. But like in real lifetime, you're seeing nobody's been spared. Rich people, people with affluence, people with means, people with resources, people with amassed wealth. You know, nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is who's going astray. Respectfully, they they're liable to perish due to their sins, just like all of us. And that's how the Most High explained to us. That's why it's evident that we're supposed uh, to keep the covenant. You know what I'm saying? To uphold the commandments that He has given unto us, so they will be well for us. That's the whole point. It's so it will be well for us at times like this when people are being destroyed. If you go back to 29, it read that. Sorry. If you go back to Proverbs 29, we just read that. One second.
Are you good, bro?
Sorry, one second, guys.
Yeah, Proverbs 29.
It was what you had read earlier.
Proverbs
It was in 30. It
21.
was so
Yeah.
it was 21.
Salak, I was trying to cover up from the dead space. But go ahead, bro.
No, I can't find out what I was talking about. It was a verse we had literally just read out loud. It was speaking about as I think as evil doers increase, like the amount of calamities and wickedness increases as well. And that's kind of like what you're seeing right now in the times. Like there's an increased amount of wickedness going around, so the crimes have increased. You know what I'm saying? There's more wicked people. And that's what I was getting at. That was a specific verse that was hitting on that. But um, with that, I just say shalom. Thank you guys for having me on.
She was a trustee. Oh, my bad. I don't know. I wanted to bring this out. Are you still going, bro? Okay. Um. Oh, but yeah, bro.
And I
So
got
with
one.
that,
And,
are you? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
all right. It's Proverbs 6, 21 and 23. It says, tie them to your heart always, and entwine them upon your neck. As you go forth, it will guide you. As you recline, it will guard you. And when you awake, it will converse with you. For a commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is light, and reproving discipline is the way of life. And with that, I say, Yahweh Chad, Kavawadla Yahweh, Dawada, both of you for letting us on and, be able to have a really great discussion. Really, really nice. Shalom, Judah. Good video yesterday. And yeah, Shalom, Nala Yasharal. And of course, Halal Yah. Man, I can't say it enough. Y'all, really great video. So I hope we can do it again.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh God.
Yahweh.
Pray, like Ken said, you know what I'm saying? Praise Yahweh for allowing us to get together and, to bring out scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And to stay in faith. Because, man, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And you see people dropping like flies out here. What I'm saying, like falling out of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure, you got to make sure we stay focused.
It's a lot of leaning on your own understanding going on. So, yeah.
But with that, I wanted to bring out, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been talking about this Roe versus Wade.
Story was terrible.
We need that fair use, you know what I'm saying? We need that fair use.
Make sure you share it.
Yeah, I am.
Proverbs 15 for the win.
Where is it? I guess we just use this one here. Salak, bear with me. Just go ahead and get this fair use out. Salak, y'all, I ain't even seeing the chat.
Because that's the reason.
Oh, none taken. I be trying to get Kiana over. See, Kiana just got to be a little more vocal. No, nothing. She said it's actually really nice to hear female voices. This was really good.
Well, I mean, I would love to speak up more. I'm just a little shy, but when it comes to Yahweh in this tour, I will always speak up. So praise Yahweh for allowing me to get on here to speak. And with you guys, and build with you guys. Yeah.
I said, don't feel community. Go on, take it.
Come on.
All love.
Hold on, so.
Sister I know they be talking a lot. No.
Where the you go? Oh, it's right here. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm bugging out. Yo, I'm hungry, man. I ain't had no food since earlier. At like 10 this morning. Can I see it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Since federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder, this is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. Right now, Roe versus Wade, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people mad that they can't murder babies no more or pass their children through the fire to Molech. So that brings me to Leviticus. We'll grab this Leviticus real quick. Leviticus chapter 18. Leviticus 18, verse 21. You shall not give any of your offspring to pass for Molech, and you shall not profane the name of your God. I am Yahweh. Right? It says, walk, Mazara'ak, and with your seed, or like your children, or your offspring, let not Tathan you give La Habayar to pass through or to cross over La Malak, which Malak also means like king or council, but Molech. Wa le thought kalal, and not you profane eth with Sham name Elahayak your God, and then I Yahweh. Right? So no passing your children through the fire. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, mad. And it's like, bro, when we were in Egypt, they said, kill all the males. Did we not hear like sisters saying, kill all or abort all black male babies? But it's not even about that. It's like, yo, you shouldn't be killing children, yo. And passing through the fire to Molech, once a child gets aborted, they're sold for money. Right? I'm gonna bring it out. Just watch this real quick. Right. Just watch this real quick. Right. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying, it don't happen. Like, women get raped and they get pregnant. You know what I'm saying. I'm not saying it don't happen, but that's what you hear a lot from the people who's like for this abortion, and they don't even know that she lied. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Her story was a terrible one. She said she had been gang
Can
Yeah,
I hear it?
yeah, we can hear it.
raped, gotten pregnant, was desperate to get an abortion. That's what everyone believed, as long as Jane Roe remained anonymous. When she went public, she told a different story.
You were raped while you were in Georgia?
No, I wasn't.
You were
She said no. No.
not?
No, I wasn't.
So all those stories that are in the books and so forth are not true?
Yes, yes.
They're not true.
Right. And it turned out that lying wasn't the only embarrassment this darling of the pro-choice forces presented. In her personal
Pro-choice, right? Which would be like the lefties, which is communism, fascism. You know, hey.
treatise published last year, Norma McCorvey told the story of her somewhat sordid life. Then she still adamantly supported abortion. Now she adds that to the list of sins she took with her into the baptismal pool.
Yeah.
I've cheated people out of money.
What?
I've sold drugs. I was an abusive alcoholic for many years. I've done a lot against his teachings.
Right now, she said she lied, bro, on national TV. Right now, right here, right. When they take your child, right, they sell it for medical research, for money, but body, bro, they selling body fetuses. Bro, come on now. They put it in the knockout punch. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Fucci and Willie Gates, right? This is aborted scalps, of aborted fetus scalps, and they put it on mice to see if it would grow. A photo released by Pittsburgh scientists in 2020 shows the scalp of a 5-month-old aborted baby grafted on the back of lab rats, growing the aborted baby's hair on the rodent.
Wow. May Yahweh curse them.
Facts. Right? And the same niggas, the same motherfuckers that talking about why we can't get no abortion. Yo, you niggas gonna be eating your feet. You niggas gonna be eating mattresses. Yo, man, these niggas are gonna die. They're gonna die. Right?
Hey,
now watch this. Oh, you said what, bro?
No, I had a verse actually for this topic. Like I said, it didn't seem like it's not enough time. Does it ever seems like to hit on every topic? But I had a verse. I'm gonna just read it. This is Psalms chapter 127, verse 3. It says, "Behold, the heritage of Yahweh is children. A reward is the fruit of the womb. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior, so are the children of youth. Praiseworthy is the man who fills his quiver with them. They shall not be shamed when they speak with the enemy in the gate." Pretty much it's like your children are your strength. You know what I mean? The eldest usually takes care of the mother and father when they become elderly. You know what I mean? Because family's everything, So
well, not anymore, as we see nowadays. The family's not anything. It's not worth a damn thing.
It says, "Behold, the heritage of Yahweh is children." You know what I mean? And these people quite literally just giving their children away because they feel it more convenient for their lives. And that's the truth. And it's like when it comes down to it, ask any person with children or with a nephew or with you wouldn't look that child in the face and be like, life would have been so much more convenient if I just would have gotten rid of you. Because that's essentially what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like life is more convenient, it's easier without this burden. But that's not what the Torah says. The Torah says that the children are the heritage of Yahweh.
Right.
And that a reward is the fruit of the womb. That's a reward.
Well, it's easier for them to not take responsibility. That's what it's so easy.
And it's a form of idolatry. passing the children through Molech, right? So they, they got this like my choice, my this. Women are telling their kids, like they've been videotaping it. Like women are telling their kids, I could have killed you. I could have killed you. I could have aborted you. Like, yo, this dude, bro, when they were like protesting when everything like went down, the dude was like, oh yeah, I like killing babies. Like these niggas are weirdos, bro. These niggas are weird.
It's not just the women. It's the dudes that pay for it too. The dudes who force any women to get abortions, but they don't want to take care of no kids, but they want to have sex.
That too, but like I brought up earlier, like the brother, like he thought that he was about to have a child, and then his woman went and got an abortion and didn't tell him. Didn't tell him at all.
Yep.
All reproductive.
Terrible.
Right. Look at this. It says.
So that's why I don't know why they're mad now, because they still get child support regardless of the situation outcome. The baby will be born if you don't want to do it the first time. You're going to get leniency on the court system. You still want it.
Amen. It says, development of human skin and lymphoid tissue in the human skin and immune system NSG mouse model. The university scientists described the aborted baby scalp as full thickness human fetal skin taken from babies' heads and backs, then processed to remove excess fat under the baby's skin before. Come on, man. Like, bro, look, what? Testimony from Planned Parenthood. Tissue procured sheds light on babies born alive with beating hearts. Look, newly obtained testimony shows Planned Parenthood Federation of America officials and tissue procurement company admitting that infants were either born alive or showed signs of life, such as a beating heart after leaving the mother during abortions. Like, oh, bro. And bro, the heart is the first to form. The heart, things like the nervous system, the spine, the brain and the skull are like the first to form in the womb.
Con. And like 1939, Margaret Singer, she was performing something called the Negro Project, where it was the deliberate genocide of Israelite babies as a form of birth control. She was prescribing these women abortions and then saying this was actually contributing to children having higher education through the genocide, abortion, the sacrifice, of Israelite babies. We know Margaret Singer was not fucking trying to help black people, Israelite people, native people. Nah, the white doctors back in 1939 were deliberately killing Israelite people to reduce their population. It wasn't to help them have free birth control. It was
right. And now even look like right, they banned abortion to where it's like, they left it up to the state if they want to do it, if they want to do that or not. Like, come on now. But right, but also now the death shot causes miscarriages. So at the same end, it makes women sterile, and men it reduces their sperm count. So yo, like they're trying, yo man, like yo, these people are wicked.
God, and have been for hundreds of years.
Facts. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to bring out. Like, yo, lady lied. Women, you know what I'm saying? People be trying to use that excuse, but it's like, bro, she lied, and that's not the leading cause of. There's almost 2,500 abortions a day. Like, you mean to tell me all those? Like, come on, man. Like, yo.
No.
St. Louis has the murder capital rate of the country, and people here are dying 500 something per year. So if they're having abortions at a rate of 2,000 a day, in the murder capital for the most violent city technically in the world, because St. Louis is the capital of the United States. It's probably the most dangerous city in the world. One. So that would make it
Yeah.
Con.
I got one more video. Watch this. Watch this. I already put it up. I already put up the what's the name. But yeah, bro. You know. I think it's New Jersey. Oh, I think it's New Jersey. They were like I just said, babies were born with their hearts beating and alive. You know what I'm saying?
Fun.
And then aborted. It's like, yo, the baby was born.
Yeah, after 24 weeks.
They're heartless. They're demons. Like, what is wrong with you?
Watch this. This that road chick, right? Watch this.
I was the big fish. You didn't say that you used them. Well, I think it was a mutual thing. You know, I took their money and they put me out in front of the cameras and told me what to say. And that's what I'd say. You was full of that. I did it well too.
She said it was all an act, and I did it well too.
I am a good actress. Of course, I'm not acting now.
At the end of her life, she wanted to make it clear her support for reproductive rights after all, saying, quote, that's why they call it choice.
Yo, man. You know what I'm saying? May Howard destroy these people.
Con. It won't last forever.
Fact. But with that, if y'all had any other last words, I'm gonna close it out with Say what, bro? I'm gonna close it out with Joshua 1.
Perfect.
This is Joshua 1. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 5. No man will stand up to you all the days of your life, As I was with Moses, so will I be with you. I will not release you, nor will I forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for it is you who will cause this people to inherit the land that I have sworn to their fathers to give them. Only be very strong and courageous, to observe to do according to the entire Torah that Moses, my servant, commanded you. Do not deviate from it to the left. Do not deviate from it to the right or to the left, in order that you may succeed wherever you will go. This book of the Torah shall not depart from your mouth. Rather, you should contemplate it day and night, in order that you observe to do according to all that is written in it. Then you will make your way successful, and then you will act wisely. Behold, I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear and do not lose resolve, for Yahweh, your God, is with you wherever you will go. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? With that, I just want to say shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to everybody tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Torah Nights. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Sister Kiana, Sister Kenzie. That's it. My wife, you know what I'm saying? Brother Z, Brother X, you know what I'm saying? Brother Judah, Sister I, LaRock, Jeremias, you know what I'm saying? The whole TK mafia.
Con.
Right? So, you know what I'm saying? But with that, I say Shalom, Yahweh Akkad. More Israelite. Oh, slap. My bad. No, I was just saying, more Israelite music coming.
Yeah.
I just finished a beat today, and I'm working on a Israelite beat too. And then that one should be finished soon.
Oh yeah, we gonna be jamming. Y'all gonna have that good old music, you know.
Yes. Right.
All right, play it. End it with a bang, you know.
All right, y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, Yahweh God.
Yahweh God.